Hello everyone and welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms live stream. We're going to be jumping right into the match very soon. I think this should pop off any time now since it's basically almost 10 o'clock for me. So I'm going to go ahead and reset the game real fast since we're going to just get the stream started real fast. We're going to be watching OV versus 556. This is their rematch match. So I'm really hoping that 556 can pull it off because they should have won the last time. But they were, I would say, short like literally only a couple hundred points, and they should have won. So I'm kind of hoping they learned from their mistakes, reset the game one more time, and see if they can win. I really hope they do win because they should have won last time. They barely lost, so we'll see who wins. And I don't know if this determines who goes on or if it's just going to basically be, you know, they both go on after that because that was fast. Alright, it was 82 already and there's like 2 seconds of it. So VC56 versus OV. We are versing OV and KVK. For anybody that doesn't know, these are all the players, very recognizable for us for now, that's for sure. We'll see how they do. A lot of these players we've fought in KVK, so they have dropped quite a bit of power, I would assume. So we'll see who comes out on top on this one. This is 556. I don't think they're in KVK right now, so they should have more power than OV, so which they did in the beginning, but we'll see who wins this match. Players from, I think, not sure if that's 556 or it's probably OV, and then 556. Best combatants from their last matches. Both teams have won their last, I think, 2 matches. OV is probably undefeated. But if they beat OV here for 556, as it was kind of saying, I don't know if it lets me scroll yet. So OV's won all their matches, other than, I mean, they won all theirs. 556 lost just barely, and they crushed everybody else. So only by a couple hundred points, as you guys see here. So it really, I think if 556 learned anything from last match, they could pull this off. So we're getting it started in about another minute, but I think 556 can pull this off. So we'll see if they can. But it's good to see that Slouty's not 200 mil anymore, so that makes me happy. But a lot of these players obviously are their biggest players, so. But we'll see how this goes for them. Got 30 seconds till it's gonna start off. Still have Baba, he's probably at 1 billion on this side. Looks like both teams are ready to go. I think there should be, all the players should be ready to go. So we'll see how this gets started, but they both have played each other, so they should know each other's strategies pretty well. I think 556 has committed more mid, and OV's committed more buildings from the last time they fought. So we'll see who does it better this time. If 556 can do what they did last time and just pull off the last arc, they should be pretty good. So got T1 coming from 556 players, should be the same from OV. Full marches from OV, not full marches from 556, so that's a bit of a mistake. I think they should be using full T1 marches like they are here, but either way it still works. So, but we don't need the simplified. So hard push from Slouty, a bit early I feel like, but they can use it when they feel like it. They could wait another 30 seconds, so. But T1 gatherers going out. Check 556 side, see, it's probably the same. Still T1 gatherers, which I've never used T1 gatherers before, but I don't have a lot of T1, so it's just a little bit different. It's faster, obviously, for march speed and stuff, so that's probably why. Seeing a lot going to the right side of the map more than the left side, but it could be that they're just going around this mountain thing, so. Plenty of T1 siege. Looks like 556 reached the obelisk first on one side. We'll have to see if they get there faster on this side or if they're behind a little bit. Probably about the same time. OV a little bit faster here. They're using Honda and Double C on this side. Double C and Not sure if that's belly. I think it might be belly, so that's probably why it's a little bit slower than the Honda, because I think it's probably like an extra, 5 to 10% march speed you're missing. So, but all teams are taking their obelisks. I expect 556 to push this Desert Altar probably, but we'll see if they do that. Playa March is coming, got Cab Rally coming. I know Baba sent his Jad out, so I'm assuming that's going straight for this Desert Altar to get inside, so we'll see how that goes for them. Another Cav Rally, see if there's another Jadwiga. I would assume they're going to defend this side, but we'll see if they push, because OV is going to be pushing with, they like their infantry rallies. I don't quite get it. It's fast, but not as fast, so it's kind of doesn't make sense to me rally most of the time. From OV, the rallies with infantry just doesn't make a lot of sense. It's like 556 rally canceled extremely early. I think they could have waited a little bit more and gotten a little bit closer, but they probably just want to group up. Like Ninja is very fast for 556 here. Double C probably from OV. 556 looking to stack up, I think, before they push for this. OV not going to push, they're just going to defend the altar. OV's pushing the left side here against 556. OV players already around the structure. Excuse me. Many 556 players are coming in though, so let's see who gets the upper hand here. Players are starting to teleport in. Somebody's walking through the teleport spot, which sucks all the time. Always have seen the same issue. OV almost going to be porting here in a second. Somebody else walking through the teleport area too. 556 starting to engage, but a lot of people sending Ethelfled, probably Trajan maybe? That'd be my assumption. Yeah, it's Ethelfled Trajan. I wasn't sure because sometimes they don't. I would be curious if they sent something different than that. So 55 seconds left on these Desert Altars, so we'll see who gets the upper hand here as 556 pushes for this building. More and more coming in, obviously. Jadwiga from Baba still trying to get close. If they can get that if Baba can get in, then it'd be good. But there's also a 5 or OV Xenoflab here, so if that gets in, it'd be very difficult for them to pull this off from OV. Baba's going to fight, which I'm not sure. It's like both Baba's accounts or his. Oh, Baba's Jadwiga got sent home, unfortunately. So I don't know if that Xeno got sent home. There's multiple garrisons over here for OV, and it looks like OV's taking the field a little bit better than 556 is. OV's garrison did get sent home, but we'll see who gets it in the next 2 seconds. Who's gonna grab it first? I think OV, yeah. 556 was a little too slow. It's like OV has capped this, but they capped the Shrine of Life over here for a little bit. It's not going to last though, it's going to get swarmed down. Can 556 disrupt this? I think they will because there's no real reinforcements for this building yet. No garrison captain swapped in yet for the 5-5 for OV. Still no garrison swap. Garrison did get swapped, but it is extremely low. Looks like garrison may have popped. I'm not sure if garrison popped or no, they swapped it again. So garrison is in, but it's a heavy swarm from 556. Multiple players still going around to swarm. It's going to pop very soon, so this garrison's going to go down in a few seconds. All of them go home. Have to see if 556 can pull off a garrison anywhere. I assume Baba was sending a new one. He is. Fortunately, it's Ethelfled primary as the garrison, so hopefully somebody has at least a little bit longer or better garrison than that, because that's going to get obliterated, and it got obliterated. It's like 556 does have their altar over here, and it's very safe. This one is, they are going for this Shrine of War. Left side is 556's zone right now. Looks like OV is going to lose this Desert Altar again. Hopefully this garrison from Baba gets here very quickly. 25 seconds, if they can fill it up. Maybe they can pull off first capture with 556 if Baba can get in. We'll have to see. He needs to get in as soon as possible though and swap it over so this garrison doesn't pop immediately. But if it's going to pop immediately, they may want to just swarm it back. we'll have to see, because it's still got some troops in it, but not enough. Did he get in? I'm not sure if he has. If he got in right that second, that was a mistake. I don't think he had gotten in, but there he is right there. I don't know if they have enough reinforcements here to take it back, though, so I think they may have lost that. They're going to have to regroup on that building. This Shrine of War being swarmed heavily by 556 to see if they can take it back from them. I think that if they keep pulling in more marches, they can maybe take it from them. And if a rally is coming, that would help. They're swarming down this Boudica rally. Could be points disruption here if there's not enough reinforcements. Looks like Slouty getting out with his Jadwiga, but still a heavy swarm on the structure. I think they can disrupt this if there's a rally coming, but there's no rally, so these marches are too weak. They're gonna get sent home. 4 minutes till arc. These players need to refresh rather than swarming the rally. It's like 556 getting ready for mid. OV refreshing from the Desert Altar that they had to make sure they held. Sky Altar's safe for 556. Probably a rally coming for that Shrine of Life, maybe. Have to see. But it looks like 556 is sending straight to mid, and they're a little bit earlier than OV is. OV a little bit late, I feel like. Many of these 556 players still trying to get smashed, unfortunately for them. It's like a swarm on this Shrine of Life against a Xeno garrison. If they get one reinforcement, though, it should be safe. Depends if they get any reinforcements for this Shrine of Life, though. Not seeing any, so this may be points disruption for 556 if somebody can't get in fast enough. So it looks like there's going to be points disruption on that Shrine of Life very soon for 556. No pressure yet on any of these other structures, really. I think that these 556 players should have defended rather than pushing at this point, but an Attila Nevsky rally is a pitiful rally to be using against probably a Xeno garrison, so, or even a Jadwiga. There's no damage there, really. So 556 stacking up, OV doing the same. 3 minutes till arc. Got a rally from OV for archers trying to go for mid. Looks like this is still a swarm on this garrison. Still no reinforcements for this building, so these players are not wasting their time. They're going to get a points disruption here. There should be enough of them here to get a points disruption on this Shrine of Life. But it's taken them a very long time since it's Xeno. If anybody had sent one reinforcement, they could have held that Shrine of Life, but it's going to get popped very soon. Looks like OV is swarming the Sky Altar. Reinforcement going in, but I think they need more reinforcements if they're going to hold this structure. There's not enough going on. Looks like there is a Tommy debuffing the structure. Whoops, that was dumb of me. Nope, that's a mistake. Goodness sakes, man. And that's nice of me. It's always nice when you make mistakes like that, isn't it? They really shouldn't have a button like that, so that's really dumb. Mistakes always get made by me, it seems like. Looks like I'm probably not going to get back in because of the game's cap reach, so they really shouldn't have that cap reach anyways. Oh well. Well, I have something else that we can do since I know this is my mistake, because I always make mistakes like this, so I can still do whatever it's called, the thing with, I did get back in, thank goodness sakes. So we'll see if it lets me load it in though, because unfortunately it's not letting it load. You spam it enough, you get the scene, but you don't get the actual what's happening, so don't know if that's gonna help me any. That's hilarious. They really need to remove that cap though. It really just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, obviously this is on OV's side, so I don't know who has arc, so we'll quit and try it again, but If I can't get back in, we'll just do something else, unfortunately. I don't think this is going to work, even though it shouldn't. There should never be a cap for something like this, in my opinion. So I can always get back in, but then it's going to be the blank crap. So, and there it goes. I got back in. Luckily, somebody did my misclick too. So I think 556 has the upper hand here, though. They really should remove that quit button. That's so stupid. It's so big. It's easy to hit. All right. See who grabs arc here. If 556 can get this arc, that'd be good for them because they lost both their Shrine of Life and the Desert Altar, Sky Altar top left, top right. The OV grabbed arc, the mistake made by 556 to let them grab it. They are running away with it with infantry, which shouldn't be that fast. 556 still should be pouring marches in, and I'm gonna have to be way more careful to not hit the stupid red button. Many OV marches getting sent home though. More and more red marches here, so 556 capped arc. See if they can drag it back, but I'm seeing a lot more red here than I'm seeing blue. So we'll go ahead and see, but I think OV lost this arc already. All their marches are being sent home. Oops. So this march is going back. It's gonna get smashed probably though in a second. They'll drop it. 556 Shrine of Life taken back finally for them. Sky Altar is not under any pressure. Shrine of War though is going to be under pressure from all these marches from 556. I think they need to make sure they get this arc, which I think they are, but they're sending marches off already, which I think they need to guarantee this arc, not just send them to die right away. It's like Sky Altar is taken back for 556, so they should be able to hold it for at least a little bit. 556 getting away with it with infantry. Should have been a cav march that grabbed that. That's a slow mistake, I feel like, for them. They really should have had a different march grab that. It's a little slow. 556 smashing their marches, so we should see them go home. Baba going around. But yeah, that march really wasn't the best march to grab the arc. It should be a cav march at least. 556 probably going to looking to pressure some of these structures with whatever marches they have left so they can get refreshed and reset as they take arc home. Points per minute in favor of OV by about double. Looks like another 556 player has grabbed arc, so they should be able to drag it away. Still have OV players going for this arc, which I don't understand why. Still have a few players from 556 going home. OV still going for this arc, which hopefully 556 is still sending for it. They need to guarantee they can hold it. Another Attila Nev from OV. Mistake made, not a good rally. Good tank rally, but it's not. They need to make sure they have swarmers, so. It's like 556 trying to hold this arc. Still sending troops, I think, hopefully to keep this arc, because they still don't have it yet. 556 is going to need more reinforcements to hold this structure with this Jad. They really should be using Xeno garrisons, in my opinion. I know it's faster to use Cav, but a Xeno garrison is going to hold longer so you can at least get the reinforcements in. Like, this building they had problems with last time, so they really need to make sure they can hold it, and they need to be using Xeno garrisons, and they're using Cav garrisons, and they just don't stay alive long enough for them to reinforce, so they should have learned from that and used Xeno instead of Jad, but they're still using Jadwiga garrisons, and I still think that's a mistake on 556's part. They lost this building multiple times last time. They used a Xeno here, why not use a Xeno up top? I mean, it would last longer. Looks like OV pushing for the Sky Desert Altar, but I don't think it's going to be under too much of a pressure. Shrine of Life probably being pressured over here. I think this should be safe. It's a Xeno garrison, no rally. I don't see one from OV. That should be fairly safe, but they lost this darn Sky Altar again. 556 seems to can't learn from that Sky Altar. They keep using a Cav garrison when they should be using Xeno. I know it's further away, but They really need to be using Xeno. It needs to hold longer. And they just need to go back towards their cities, to be honest, rather than going... Well, either way it works, but it's a little risky to go the other way. Hopefully 556 rallies this back, because they can't really afford to not have it. More OV marches trying to get the arc still. Field fighting in front of their altar there. 556 players ditching this Shrine of Life already, which is fine because these marches are being smashed to be sent home. Still some field fighting here, but a little unnecessary. I feel like for OV, they're not really accomplishing anything there. Another 556 player grabbing arc, dragging it away, hopefully, somewhere towards their... Problem is they have OV right here, so it might be smarter to go for the outpost, but I don't know at this point if it's smarter to go for outpost or if it's smarter to go home, because it's going to be a little difficult for them to get across the map either way. Double C still chasing them. OV finally going in for a swarm on this desert altar way too late. Their marches are probably smashed, and maybe they're waiting for the rally. Yeah, there's an archer rally coming, okay. But most of their marches are smashed, so they kind of engaged too early in my opinion on that. So Henry Nebu going for that Shrine of War. 556 pressuring this Sky Altar. More marches pouring in to pressure it even more. Is there a rally though? I'm not seeing a rally, so this should be safe if there's no real rally here. So they really need to have a rally coming. Still a heavy swarm on this Sky Altar though, so if they can keep the swarm up, it should fall. If they can't, keep the reinforcement train coming. And they really do need to cause some points disruption. Crucial reinforcement from OV, 2 reinforcements from OV going in to keep the structure. Still a couple of fresh marches though swarming the structure, but when there's no rally, it's hard to swarm it down, so I think it's going to be safe since there was no rally from 556. OV swarming the structure with, there was a rally, don't think that's a rally. They're still swarming this. It is getting a little bit low, so hopefully they can reinforce. They swap to a Jadwiga. They need to reinforce though. Points disruption that 556 can't afford. Still using calves when they don't need to. Xeno Garrison here is safe, but Call Rally is a waste of time. Henry Nebu Rally on this Desert Altar. Some fresh swarm from 556. If they can get this swarm going fast enough, they can take this Desert Altar from OV. But it's going to have to be very quick because there's a lot of reinforcements coming. Henry Nebu doing decent work as a tanking rally. But all these marches are still going around when they need to be swarming. Should be points disruption since these are all from the same players coming in. Crucial reinforcements from OV going in though, so it's going to be close. I don't know if they can cause a points disruption here if OV's on point with reinforcing. If there's another crucial reinforcement, there was one. Baba looks like he's here with his jab to hopefully hold this structure. Still more crucial reinforcements for OV going in. Still a very heavy swarm though on the structure. I don't think they can hold this. I still don't think they can because there's not enough reinforcements here. OV trying to pour in, but I think there's going to be points disruption here on this Desert Altar very soon. It pops, but the altar over here is popped for 556. Trajan and Garrison's not going to last very long. They're swarming it back, but they can't really afford points disruption. It looks like 556 delivered immediately the arc this time, which is good for them. They need to keep capping arcs. Looks like they took it back. Hopefully they get a garrison in. 556 is got a little bit of a points advantage at this moment. Looks like the garrison is a Henry and probably Nebu. I would assume this garrison, so that will hold a little bit since it's kind of tanky, but there's plenty of OV here to swarm this back, so they would need to swap to a better garrison if they want to hold it for any reasonable amount of time. Points disruption here from OV. Looks like it's going to be denied again, so they'll have to retry on that structure. Sky Altar from 556 needing to be reinforced. They really need to use Imp here. It's not working for them over here. They are swarming down this rally, but it's getting reinforced, and there's still OV players coming in. It should be safe as long as they reinforce, but they need to be extra careful with the Sky Altar. They had issues last time, and they need to fix those issues, or they're going to lose again because they couldn't keep the Sky Altar. See over here, looks like 556 lost this eventually. May have generated a little bit of points on there, but not very much. Sky Altar looks relatively safe right now. Rally was defeated, got sent home. Still some OV players around here, so they need to make sure they're still keeping it full. 556 trying to make a play for this Desert Altar, maybe in group up, but I think OV is going to push him away. Looks like this Desert Altar is safe. Unnecessary field fighting from OV on them right there. 556 causing another points disruption here. There's not enough reinforcements here. They should definitely take this back from OV. Maybe not to generate any points, but definitely cause OV to not have points. Garrison's getting sent home. There's still a garrison here that they need to swarm down. Hopefully reinforce with some troops and swarm that garrison down so it doesn't get in. Hopefully it was the first one hitting the structure so it takes all the brunt of it. See if it is first. It was first hit, so that garrison made a mistake where it is the tanking march on this garrison, and it should get sent home. Hopefully. They need to reinforce this Sky Altar though, but I'm imagining it's a lot of the same people in the structure, so it does pop back. Garrison does get in, but it is basically smashed, so these 556 players need to go home, so they need to smash their marches at this point. Or at least cause points disruption. Garrison gets sent home anyways. There was like no troops in there. Still points disruption for OV right there. 556 defending this Desert Altar very well. I don't think they will lose it. Yeah, they are swarming everything, which is good. OV not going to be contested here. 556 smashing their marches. As long as they hold this Sky Altar from 556, they've improved. But they need to hold that Sky Altar. They have to hold it. They can't lose it anymore. They need to keep disrupting this altar on this side and not lose theirs. 556 doing a decent job smashing their marches to go home for Arc. In 4.5 minutes, we'll be having Arc. These 556 players need to ditch these OV players or swarm down the rally and get sent home so they can go for Arc. That player's a ways away. Hopefully they can get their marches smashed here. They really just need to smash themselves and get sent home. So it's a good idea to swarm this rally so they can get sent home, hopefully. 556 stacking up. OV a little bit late. 556 stacking up quicker. Sky Altar pretty safe. If they can keep it safe. Probably another dumb Attila coming. What a waste of time. Could be points disruption here if nobody gets in here. It's going to be probably... Oh, points disruption from OV. Mistakes were made. Points disruption for OV. Mistakes were made. Won't last long, but that's all it takes. Now it's going to be at least 2 minutes before they can start generating any points. I wouldn't swarm this Attila. I'd let it free hit. Swarm down the extra marches here from Supra. Send his butt home. It's like OV still stacking up. OV and 556 stacking up in mid. Should be starting pretty soon. OV sending archer and infantry rallies to mid. Be ready to go. Shrine of Life looks safe. All the altars look safe for 556 at this time. This altar over here is still safe. This is not going to do anything. These 556 marches need to leave. Let the rally die itself. Waste their time. And go for the Shrine of Life or something. Points per minute game is in favor of 556. They need to keep it that way and win this arc in 3 minutes. We'll see who gets the upper hand here. Many more marches from OV pouring in. Same with 556. This march should not even be here. It's basically dead. I don't know why you would even send it here. You should just smash yourself. Bit of a waste of a march, to be honest. But it looks like everything looks safe, other than maybe the Shrine of Life up top. If OV or 556 looks like they're going to be going for that, and they should cause some points, more points disruption for OV here. This is going to go down very quickly, and what they need to do also is set a rally on this altar and send all their marches there. From this Shrine of Life, just ditch it and go straight for this desert altar and try and cause more points disruption for OV if they can, because that Shrine of Life is going to fall fairly quickly because there's no reinforcements for it, and this rally is doing huge amounts of damage to it. So this is going to go from 600 to about 300 for OV very, very quickly. So they can either defend this Shrine of Life or they can go for the altar. 360 and 600 for 556. Some OV marches in the back lane, kind of a weird way of going. Get stacked up here. We're going to get started in about another probably 30 seconds. They'll start fighting. Not seeing any other pressure on the map other than here at this altar. It probably is a rally coming. If there's no rally, it's safe. That player can't take it by themselves. Very unlikely they can. He needs to smash himself. He's just wasting his time. Hopefully they just hold this Shrine of Life, getting some more extra points. Slouty popping to the death in the mid. 556 popping to the death as well. Mid fight starts. We'll have to see who pops what here. 556 popping all the damage they can. OV popping some defense, which with all this damage isn't going to do a whole lot. So I don't know if there's a cap on damage or a cap on higher defense, but whichever one's worse it's hard to know. But 556 going full damage. OV going about a mix of both, so seeing about the same amount of marches going both ways. Multiple OV marches going home there. It's hard to tell who's winning this mid fight for very long. It's going to have to see by sad faces, but it's very even at this point. Both teams popping to the death and as much damage as possible or defense. A lot of OV going home though. A lot of OV going home there. Still 556 players going home as well. Not sure who's going to win this mid fight, but 556 needs to win this arc. They need to win this arc, take it home. They need to be able to win this arc, so they need to keep sending everything. I was going to say, hopefully this wasn't the same player that had the smashed march, because they should have smashed themselves already. Still hard to tell who's winning this. I'm still seeing a little bit more blue, but there's so much damage numbers it's hard to tell. 556 needs to grab this arc first. They don't. OV grabs it first with a march that got smashed immediately, so but this Jones gonna be grabbing it, so they need to be careful there and grab that arc before that Joan grabs it. I'm seeing more blue here, unfortunately, for 556. I don't think they got this arc. I think OV has this arc, and it could be that they just had slightly less marches from taking this Shrine of Life, or from going for this Desert Altar or something, and that could be the reason. This is very safe. So yeah, I think OV has this arc, and 556 needs to go for their altars and try to cause points disruption, as they are winning the points per minute game, but not by much. They need to cause some points disruption, because this arc looks lost to me. OV players going for anybody coming back. Hopefully they're going for the altar. It looks like they are making that decision to go for the altar instead of going for arc. This arc is picked up by a very low weak march, but it is going back for OV side. Looks like 556 making the play for this altar and the other altar as well, as they hold the Shrine of Life. Looks like they're going to hold that Shrine of Life for quite some time, as long as they have a captain. Baba going for this Desert Altar. Multiple OV coming back though. They are weak, but not weakened all the way. Still a lot of OV in the mid for unknown reasons. Shrine of Life may get some pressure here soon, but they may just defend that and go for this other one. Hopefully 556 waits a few seconds for their rally to hit first. 556 going for this altar fairly heavily. They need to have a rally coming already. They do, which is good. Shrine of Life safe for 556 still. For what is this garrison though? Ugh, you need to have a garrison captain. I don't know if they're waiting to get in or what, but there it gets in. Finally gets in. It was Caesar garrison. That's not good. I think this OV player is going to make the mistake if they swapped garrisons though now. Yep. They swap the garrison. This player goes straight for the swarm. They're gonna get sent home. Easily done and done. Shrine of Life should be safe for another 2 to 5 minutes, probably, depending on some other things. 556's rally getting ready to hit. It should have been hitting already before they started swarming. 556 needs to go in for the swarm. OV smashing Baba's garrison to go home. Swarm is in on this structure. A lot of OV standing around a little bit, going for things they probably shouldn't be when they should be reinforcing. Heavy swarm on this structure. Rally is very full. It is being swarmed, but you really shouldn't swarm this rally. You're not going to accomplish much. I am seeing a points disruption very soon for OV. There's not enough here for them. Crucial reinforcement does go in for OV, but this swarm is real. It's going down. Points disruption for OV at this desert altar. Points disruption on the Shrine of War. See if they can get a points disruption on this building. They are gonna get a points disruption here as well, and there is a garrison here. It's gonna pop. OV losing all of their structures to 556, but 556 still making the mistake where they don't defend this sky altar. They're still using cav. They need to be swapping that to infantry. They keep losing it. They can't afford that right now. OV gonna take this back very, very soon. No reinforcements really from 556. I really wish they had learned from their mistake and kept that sky altar for themselves. I can't really look at what the other matches are doing right now, unfortunately, so I already lost. I got out of it once, so I can't go look. I'm sorry. I'm sure they're not as even as this one is, to be honest. Could be points disruption here, but somebody's swarming a march instead of... Is that a rally? I don't think that's a rally, so it's probably pretty safe for OV there. Sky Altar here does have a Xeno garrison, but they need to reinforce it. It's not got a lot of troops in it. It won't hold for very long. Points per minute game still heavily in 556's favor. Somebody getting out, excuse me, for no reason. That was a mistake on their part to get out. I don't foresee a points disruption here. There's too many OV standing around. Altar is getting taken back for OV. Shrine of Life is taken back. Sky Altar is still not in 556's hands, sending a cav rally for that Sky Altar. They do cap this back, which I'm surprised by for 556 here. They did get it back, but oh, Baba gets sent home again. Somebody's still staying around. No garrison in here yet, so unfortunately for 556, this is going to flip back blue very soon. There's no captain here. OV marches, smashing Baba very easily to get him sent home. Possible points disruption here if they don't get in. I'm seeing points disruption here. There's nobody getting... Oh, there was a crucial reinforcement, so they're still holding this, but there's a very heavy swarm on this structure, so hopefully 556 is sending some sort of garrison here, because they're going to pop this very soon. Jadwig's not going to hold. Gets smashed. Hopefully they smash that Xeno and pop a cav garrison in, since that's what they're using. Looks like Shrine of Life is safe. This altar needs to be back in 556's hands as soon as possible, though. Rally is being swarmed, but it's a decently tanky rally and does damage. So heavy swarm from 556 on this sky altar. They should take it back anytime now. Hopefully the reinforcements aren't going in too much for OV, so this should easily get taken back anytime now. Garrison should be popping anytime, and there is a garrison captain from 556 here to swap in as soon as they do take it back. Rally is still up from 556, and it goes... All their marches from OV go home, pretty much. And hopefully this garrison gets in to swap out this Ethelfled, or it's going to get popped again, which unfortunately is their problem. I think this march is getting in. They do swap to garrison. It is safe once more. It's like OV sending all these marches from 556 home. 556 needs to stack up before pushing again, I think, or set a rally at least. Shrine of War still being disrupted on this side. Not seeing a garrison, but a lot of 556 around it, so as long as they reinforce, they can maybe hold that for a little bit. This should be very safe. Rally being completely smashed and getting sent home. Garrison should be okay as long as they reinforce it. Shrine of Life looks very, very safe. No real pressure here. Rally coming from 556. OV marches in 556 open field, finding a garrison in the middle of that fight. Kind of a mistake from them. This should get flipped back red very, very quickly. No garrison captain. XY has no defense, and it should pop almost immediately. Trajan needs it even worse. It goes home. Marches hopefully filling that structure up for them. Still points per minute in favor of 556. Hopefully they can cause a little bit more points disruption and hold this Sky Altar. They need to hold. They need to stay and defend the Sky Altar at this point. They need to smash these OB marches and reinforce because they need to hold it. They can't keep it for him to lose it, and they can't seem to learn from that, it seems like to me. OV sending most of these marches probably back home. Arc is being held for OV, which makes sense for them. They really don't like Arc anymore. It seems like they like the building game, and right now they are losing it, but OV should even it back out and then cap Arc probably. Still, this Shrine of War is in the favor of 556 for List a little bit longer. Marches crucially going in to hold it a few moments more, but this should cap very soon. Xeno Garrison here ready to flip it in and get blue. There's unlikely to be points disruption here. There's not enough 556 swarming. Garrison is yellow. This does need a reinforcement, at least one. Looks like it will get it. Shouldn't flip anywhere. Looks like 556 engaging again. They need to group up a little bit before they do that, though. Could be points disruption here from this Desert Altar, though. Getting very low, and the rally is still alive. Won't last too much longer, but it's still tanking for these marches that are swarming. Could be crucially a points disruption here again for 556. The points disruption on OV. Good job there, but they need to hold this Sky Altar. It was worth nothing. Hopefully they can send as many reinforcements and hold this Sky Altar, because you can't afford to lose this if they're causing points disruption. So this garrison is at about half health, and it's getting heavily swarmed. They need to have a huge stream coming, or they're going to lose this again. Garrison does get swapped to the new Cav Garrison. Second Cav Garrison is going in as well to hopefully reinforce it. We'll have to see if they can keep this structure. They need to hold it. Hopefully these marches are going in. They are not. They really need to hold this building, though. Reinforcements coming, but I think they're going to be too late. Jadwiga and Garrison now. This other one needs to go in. They need to be swapping marches. Literally anything at this point needs to be going in. Hold this Sky Altar. They cannot afford to lose it. They need to hold this structure, or they're going to have issues. Can't really see where the garrison's life is at, but it is relatively low. March trying to smash itself. Garrison. Reinforcements are going in. Crucially, rally is gone, or going to be gone very soon. Still a swarm on this building, so they need to reinforce. They need to get rid of this rally so that the swarmers get smashed. Seeing decent amount of health still on this. The rally is going to get set home anytime now. Should be safe as long as one or two more reinforcements go in, as these OV players are very weak. Health bar is still high enough that I think it should be able to take care of whoever's left. As long as somebody reinforces this building at least one more time. This player hopefully is. It doesn't look like it. Building is still a little low. They need to get at least one reinforcement in. They really need just one reinforcement. If nobody gets in, this may still flip, so they need to get at least one person in. This person needs to go in. They're very low. Very low. They need to swap somebody in. Anybody. Literally a march. One march needs to go in. It is very low. People getting out. To refresh. Obi's still holding this arc for 3 minutes left. To hold this Sky Altar, which they needed to do. Points disruption still on this side. 2 more minutes before OB can even generate any points. Shrine of War being heavily pressured by 556. points per minute game is in favor of 556 still. They need to get points disruption here and swarm this down, get this Shrine of War down, cause more points disruption. I think they can do it. They have plenty of reinforcements here from 556 still pouring in to swarm this down and debuff it and get it down and cause more points disruption. Marches from OV aren't very many, so we should be seeing a points disruption here very soon. But the Xeno garrison just calms everything down because it holds for so long. Reinforcement march going in. Will it hold long enough for that? Does not this time though, unfortunately for OV. Points disruption caused. Looks like this garrison is safe. It's still on yellow and whoever's left is getting smashed. Shrine of Life is safe. Looks like rally coming in for this Desert Altar. 556 is going to need to reinforce and send more troops because they don't have enough here. They are. Hopefully there's a couple of people getting in the structure to hold it long enough for those reinforcements to get here as the rally does come in. But this garrison is going to get heavy swarmed. They need to hold this Desert Altar. They cannot afford to lose it as OV caps arc, brings this a little bit closer to each other as 556 is ahead, but not by a lot. They need to hold this Desert Altar. They absolutely cannot afford to lose it. It is getting red. They need reinforcements. I'm not seeing a lot of reinforcements. Garrison is getting low. They need the reinforce. Crucial reinforcement. 2 crucial reinforcements. They need more though. Looks like another reinforcement going in. Rally needs to be gone. They need to get this rally out of here so that they can get these swarmers gone. Slouty, they need to leave Slouty for right now and reinforce, to be honest. Slouty is too low to even bother with. They need to get rid of this rally. It looks like they are. The rally should be sent home any second now. Slouty should be sent home anytime now. They should not have ditched the rally. They need to get rid of the rally and then worry about Slouty. That feels wrong to me, but they defended it either way. Shrine of Life looks like it's going to be under a little bit of pressure very soon. Desert Altar from OV going to be under heavy pressure as the rally is fresh, but it is not tanking, unfortunately. They lose the Sky Altar again. 556 getting points disrupted that they cannot afford at this point on this stupid Sky Altar that they can't ever hold. It's like 556 preparing extremely early for this next arc, so OV as well starting to get ready. Desert Altar is safe. Shrine of War is safe. Players needing to smash themselves, it looks like to me. The Sky Altar needs to get back from 556 though. They can't afford to have OV generate any points from this and hold it for any reasonable amount of time. They really need to put a different garrison. They cannot keep losing the Sky Altar. It is the only structure they have the biggest issue with is this Sky Altar, and they need a better garrison, even though they keep using Cav. It is Caesar garrison right now, so it may flip if they don't swap a new one in. Cav garrison is going in from Supra. It may get swapped in very quickly and flip it back. It does. They're going to need a rally. Unfortunately for them, they need a rally for this. Rally is coming, but they need to make sure they're still resending to kick that back. They can't afford to have OV ahead of them in the points per minute game at all. Desert Altar is safe. Shrine of Life, safe. All buildings safe for both sides right now, other than that one Sky Altar should be good to go. Rally is coming in for the Sky Altar while we wait for Arc. Still 5 minutes till Arc, so I don't think they're going to be engaging too soon yet until they stack up. So hopefully they can take this back very, very quickly for 556. Some crucial reinforcements, I'm sure, going in for this garrison. Hopefully for OV at least. Did get one in there. The rally is full, so this should do some pretty quick damage to this garrison. So should be flipping back red very soon. They need it now. So flips it back red. Hopefully they swap the garrison in from that rally, and we should be back to square one. Hopefully for 556. Garrison needs to go in to get that back on their side. Look at mid here, but it looks like 556 is stacking up. 556 I think is ditching the buildings from what they were doing last arc, where they went for a few buildings, and they're going strictly for arc, I think, this time, as everybody is sending mid. Last few marches from OV trying to smash themselves, as plenty of OV and 556 get ready. These marches need to go mid at this point. They need to win this arc. OV cannot be winning this arc if 556 wants to win. It's like 556 stacking up. OV is as well. No pressure on any of these buildings, so we have a couple minutes here until they probably engage. Looks like they may pressure this Shrine of Life, which I don't quite understand at this point, which I know they'll be late to arc, but plenty of OV streamlining to arc, so I don't know if that's the best play for a couple players to go for arc, to not go for arc at this point, as everybody, it looks like from OV, pretty much everybody is going for arc. Somebody's extremely late, unfortunately, for arc. Still got some gatherers from 556. Hopefully it's enough for them to hopefully win this match from OV, because it keeps them in the game if they beat OV, I think. The only players the teams that they've lost to is OV. So if they can win this match, I would think it would keep them on even terms with OV, and hopefully keep them in Osiris League. But I don't know exactly how it goes, so we'll have to see how that is enough. OV still ahead on points per minute for at least a few more moments here as this last Sky Altar gets taken back. And now it should be evened out. Looks like OV is losing a slight bit, probably from an outpost that was taken earlier or something. Yep, the outpost should be taken back anytime now, as mid-fight is about to go. Points per minute should even back out. If 556 can take this arc, I think they should have waited to the death last time and just waived the last arc, to be honest. I mean, I know they want the arc, but this arc's worth more. They should have maybe kept it for that and let OV take it, because I don't know. That's kind of my thought, but I mean, in the moment, I mean, it happens, but they really need this arc over the last one. They really, really do. They're 2,000 points ahead, roughly, and they really could use this 3,500 or 4,000 arc, as the points per minute are even now. So OV getting ready to engage, it looks like to me. 556 still stacking up. Couple more players coming in from 556 that are late. Still a minute and 20 left on this arc. See who pops skills first. Slouty popping defense. 556 popping attack. 556 popping defense. Slouty popping attack. Any other skills? Heaven's Grace from 556. Heaven's Grace from Slouty. Very similar strategies. So, Mending Pouch from Slouty. Insatiable Desire not going to help you in arc at this point. So, OV going heavily for mid other than for gathering. Insatiable Desire for gathering. So, those points were still used because they had to. I think 556 is gathering more than OV is at this point. But this mid fight is heavy brawl, as OV pops every point possible to try and get this arc for themselves. We'll have to see who gets the upper hand here. Very even at this point still. No to the death to send marches home very, very quickly, but I'm seeing a lot of different marches, I think, from OV here. A lot of double C's in the middle here from OV that I'm not used to seeing. A lot of red marches here, though, so we'll see who gets the upper hand here. If 556 can take this arc, it'd be a major step for them, but we'll have to see. Arc has dropped. We'll see who gets it first. There was a double C I seen from OV, so wouldn't surprise me if that grabs it first. Not seeing any timer, so I'm not. There is one here on this far left. I'll have to see. Looks like OV grabs it, but drops it immediately. OV players still fighting for this arc. Multiple marches getting sent home for OV on that side. Not seeing another timer on my screen, but could be. Somebody's got a Garrison over here. Mistake was made. Garrison Captain is in here for some reason. OV grabbing this arc again. Still even here in the mid. I don't see it hugely blue, but I'm seeing 556 getting smashed a little bit more than they should be. Arc getting dropped again. Not seeing a lot of reinforcements very late. It's on OV's side, unfortunately, for 556 at this point, so they need to grab this arc and drag it at least a little bit. 556 grabs and drops it, trying to stall while reinforcements come in. Reinforcements are a ways away though. OV marches about the same distance though, but it is on their side. Looks like an OV march is probably trying to grab arc, and OV has the upper hand here in the mid, so unfortunately for 556, they don't have this arc. I don't think they can get this reinforcement train. Is too late. Too many 556 are too late. I think that one extra skill from OV for healing made the difference, to be honest. They had 2 healing skills for the arc, and I think that's what made up the points for OV to win this. Arc here is going to get swarmed down most likely, but a lot of 556 are overcommitting, I think, for this arc. I think they need to go back to buildings, because this might be a points disruption on their Sky Altar again if they don't be careful. I don't think they can grab this arc at this point. If they do, they need to start dragging it back to their side, because these reinforcements from OV are very, very heavy, so they need to be grabbing this arc. I think this is a little bit overcommitting to this arc, in my opinion. They've lost this arc, I feel like, so there's too many OV over here for you to be going for this arc at this time. You need to cause points disruption. It's too far away. Too many going for arc, I think. They should be going for buildings at this point. It's too far away. The only thing they can do is disrupt this arc where they can't cap it. I mean, that's the only other thing they can do, is make sure they can't cap this arc in the last 3 minutes. That'd be the last thing they can do. If they don't cap the arc, points per minute is still even, so I mean, that'd be the only other thing they can do. Is send every march to make sure they can't cap this arc. So I didn't realize it was only 3 minutes left, so that is another good play, which, because they don't have the points per minute anymore, so they need to send everything otherwise. OV march grabbing arc. Somebody's going for outpost, hopefully. OV is though swarming down everybody. Hopefully they would have a march speed boost at this point to stop them in the last 3 minutes. OV going to be pressured for this arc, but there's a lot of marches from OV still here. March from 556 smashing this OV march that had the arc, but it's still very, very close to this outpost. Somebody from 556 needs to grab it to disrupt it. At any point in time, they need to disrupt this constant drag from OV. They need to disrupt it. They can't disrupt this drag from OV. Fresh march from OV going for this outpost. At least it looked fresh to me. If it was this OV march, it was fresh, but it got smashed. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Can 556 hold this arc capture from OV? It's be very close, is all I have to say. All these marching from 556 are pouring in for this arc, though. 556 does grab arc for this next few seconds. They need to pull it away from this outpost. They cannot afford for it to even get points capped on this. They need to pull it away. This march thought it had it. It dropped it. I think he may have made a mistake or got smashed. He's still running away. Does get moved away from the outpost. 2 minutes left on this arc here. We'll have to see who gets it. OV grabbing arc. They need to smash this march as fast as possible and send it back home. March does get smashed. They need to ditch this outpost, not even care about this outpost. They need to just keep smashing this player that has the arc. They need to keep fighting here in the last minute and 30 seconds. If they can hold them from getting this arc, drag it back to their side even a little bit. Minute and 30 seconds. March from 556 needs to keep grabbing this to disrupt it. They cannot afford for them to even have a second. 556 disrupting this outpost. They need to pour marches into that outpost like no tomorrow. Hold it as long as possible. 556 grabbing arc to drag it to their side. Baba, one of the counts, I'm not sure who it is, grabs it, gets smashed, gets sent home. More and more 556 pouring in for this arc. Can they hold off in the last minute of this match? Marches from 556 coming in from gathering. OV player grabs arc, fresh march. They need to smash him, but it is going the wrong way. This OV march is going the wrong direction. They have to gap it on this outpost. I don't think there's enough time for OV to cap this arc. I think 556, if they have enough gatherers, has this in their hands. Too many 556 poured over here, so 556 grabbing arc. They need to just negate this arc. They need to not try and cap it. They need to just negate it. And you just drag it back their way, and no one gets it. 20 seconds left. There's not enough time for this arc to even get capped by anybody. There's no time. 15 seconds, it's over. I think 556 has pulled this off by the skin of their teeth. They did pull this off. In the last 5 seconds, they do win. So congratulations to 556 for beating OV, tying back up the score between them and 556. Both of them are tied now at 2 wins, 1 loss. Only win and loss was against each other. So GG on this. OV losing barely. Good play on the arc. I didn't realize it was too late for them to go for buildings. They didn't make the right play here. So looks like healing was heavily in OV's hands, which is good for me to see because they healed double what 556 did, which is nice to see. Otherwise, gathering was even, so it came down to just the points per minute game. Who disrupted it more? OV got the second better arc, so looks like it's a good game for 556 to win. So GG again. Really glad to see that they got that win because they should have won last time. They really should have. So last thing we can do here is go ahead and do Esmeralda's Prayer here real fast. I got 40 of these almost. Go ahead and do that. It was a really good game from 556. I think they did play just like they did last time. They need to fix that Sky Altar though. That's their weak point. Their weak point is that Sky Altar, so they're gonna have to fix that in their upcoming matches because they can't seem to hold it very well. So I do have 38 of these, and we'll go ahead and do this and see what we get. Hoping just for mostly sculptures because I don't really need anything else here. Nothing good on the first one, obviously, but 556 did a very good job, so hopefully they can keep going on because they're doing a good job. I'll show you guys what's happening in this KVK that we're in with OV as well. Show you the stats and stuff once I get this done real fast here. We did lose the zone against OV, so that's why I'm not saying against OV for winning. I mean, they've always been a good team in Osiris League, but I mean, it's nice to see the opponents in KVK. They're still having problems though too, so yeah. But we definitely put the hammer on OV for KVK, so I think I don't know if it affected them too much, but seeing Slouty not be 200 mil, like I was saying before, definitely harms them a little bit. That's why they probably had to heal a lot more. Still not getting anything good here though, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Gonna do most of this, and you get the special prizes maybe, and hopefully get one of those. You get one special prize, so that'll help. Got the special blueprint choice chest that I don't need, but more materials is always welcome. Hopefully get these last 2 specials and finish this out. Don't get it on this one, but hopefully on some other ones. But yeah. So for KVK, we're definitely losing right now, but we're pressuring OV a lot, so. Still not getting any more special prizes, unfortunately. I didn't get any of these sculptures yet either, which kind of sucks. So hopefully we get the special prizes before this is all over. This is going to be an issue for me. Got 1 sculpture, that's great. Oh well. This last spin here, and then we'll go ahead and show the map and show the stats from KVK and stuff that I've gotten so far. I was more a rally lead than field fighter this time around, so we'll go ahead and finish this later. Grab everything that we get from this. I think it's like 10 sculptures or something, because we got the bundle for that. So the zone looks like this for anybody that isn't in this KVK, obviously, and I'd like to show it. If you watched the live stream from last week, we were kind of halfway around the sanctuary. I can't really draw a line or anything, but where the fort's at, if you just go left and down left a little bit more, that's basically where the line was for us, and to the right. C9N unfortunately didn't fight as hard as I think they could have for this zone, so we kind of put the hammer on the other two kingdoms in his kingdom, in this KVK. Because it's a 2v3, honestly, kingdom-wise on this area, so we got, I don't know, it's like 1249, 1497 or something like that, and then OV at 1052, something like that. I don't know the kingdom numbers in this area, and right now our fort is burning and we're basically done for now. But fighting all three kingdoms here at this fort and in this area for the last 2 or 3 days, it's pretty impressive for one kingdom to hold so long, I think, because, I mean, you have OV, which has all the equipment, and then they have 2 other kingdoms that just fill their stuff. So I do have some really nasty reports from my garrisons, my rallies, my stuff. I do have one from Pumpkin here that did fairly decently. I mean, it did okay. I mean, there's obviously a lot of swarm from OV, and you'll recognize some of these names from the ReMatch as they swarm the structure. This one was obviously got hurt at the start and it got low. This is Pumpkin's garrison, I believe, so this is just one of many I have, but what I've been using, at least lately, has been a little bit of a different garrison and rally, but I'll show you that here in a second. But we used Flavius and Scipio a little bit. We used Zeno and Flav also, but did pretty well in these garrisons as we got a lot of AoE value from a lot of these players walking around from OV, causing them a lot of dead. I used this Henry Nebu rally against OV, and it seemed to work pretty well. The issue was we never seemed to have field, at least on C9 inside. So this is a C9 inside rally. We did their rallies for them, which is no words for that, but we did their rallies for them on the left side at least a little bit. This is a pretty good, I have the better support skills than they do. They use some pretty janky support skills, so that's probably why this was a lot more even. But obviously I got low and they didn't. That's why it didn't go positive for me too much. It was more of an even trade. They did swarm this rally and stuff like that, so that was more of like on the C9 inside, so that's how that rally went. But when I get reinforcements, really good ones, and smash them, it's a really good trade for us. So this is one of the more positive ones that I've done against OV, and this was PX49 flag, but most of the time it's an OV player garrisoning their flags for them, so it doesn't help us any when they garrison it for them. It's not always, but there has been times where OV's doing it for them, so, and doing a lot of the field fighting for them, so it's been more they are the rally fillers for OV and stuff, unfortunately for us. I did a Boudica Henry rally. I can't really find much of a difference between these two rallies. Henry Nebu I think is actually better than Boudica Henry, simply for swarmability. But this is against PX49 flag, but a lot of these are possibly OV players too. Just depends on the time of day, because OV's different time zone than I am, so most of them are. They did swarm this rally multiple times. I'm trying to get it down, and there's AoE obviously and stuff that's really good about the other rally, not that rally, but another Henry Nebu rally against another PX49 flag. Trying to cause some pain on their side, because that's all we could really do, is cause good trades against our side and try and slow their roll a little bit as they keep swarming our rallies and stuff. And these rallies from Henry Nebu are obviously tanky, and when they swarm it, they get full hospitals, so it's a really good rally that I've been enjoying. As long as they get reinforcements, I haven't really had a bad trade. It's been even at the worst times, so otherwise it's been a good trade for us because we're able to do really good damage, and we have the better support skill, at least at this time. And I also made sure I did my max archer tech, so I could get the best possible rally I could get. Looks a little rough at the start because they did swarm this garrison for mine, but I did get a lot of AoE value from this, so I mean it kind of evens back out. As you see, there's like 2, 3, 4 to 1 trades, some of them here. Obviously there's even ones, but there's obviously a lot of AoE from my garrison here. But they did swarm this really hard. 1.3 million T5 there from that player, so power loss, so multiple ones of those, as this garrison does do AoE, so it's not as bad as you think. Monty and Artie's still pretty good. Obviously it hurts to get swarmed, but if you keep it full, it still does pretty well. I think this is where I had to swap my garrison because it did eventually die, and that's where the issue became for this garrison, because I wasn't close enough to just immediately get back in. Another Henry Nebu rally. This is more what you would see is more of an even trade. There's more T5 in their rally than ours. Full hospital for Shenron there as he swarms with the Tamaris and Osiris, which is not the best to be swarming with. Boudica is probably better with Tommy or something like that, so at least that's what I've been doing, which makes me out of resources. But other than that, that's kind of how the rallies and stuff have been going. We're kind of hoping that C9N buffs up a little bit for next zone, because we've been doing a lot of the work for them, at least at this zone, and they have more power than us, and they have better commanders, better gear, and better all this stuff than us, or at least they should. So we're hoping that they do something more in the next zone, but our allies in the right side camp and wind camp did win their zone, so it's kind of an even split right now, as this garrison was not max, which was hilarious. I kept rallying this flag as many times as I could, because who puts a non-max Jadwiga in? Like, I kept rallying it because I knew that it wasn't max, so I knew it was going to be a good trade either way, even if I got swarmed or something. But a lot of these trades were at least even, and I did get somebody that swarmed my rally and got wrecked, obviously, because it didn't even hurt. T4 player, could have been a farmer, just a low power player. But a lot of these trades were really good. Obviously, we had Full Sugar's Gilga Henry, which is always good. Did a good trade on this too, but there's no AoE, so you only have to swarm it, so there's not a lot there. Another huge rally from my side, doing enormous damage to this Jad and non-max Jadwiga, so did really well there, which helps out a lot. So that's really good to do. They did try and swarm a lot of these rallies, as I was saying, but that's mostly what we've been doing. Still a few more reports, but I shared most of them. We did the Esmeralda's Prayer. GG for 556 for being OV. Glad that they did win. I'm sure there's a lot going on in Lost Kingdom chat right about now because we're fighting OV. So, but I think that evens out the bracket for 556 and OV. At least I think it does. Let's just double check who won the other games, because I bet on 556 to win. So not a lot, but enough that I felt like it was worth it. So I did get I don't know, double, triple my earnings there. So looks like Peak did lose. Peak lost by a little bit. I was thinking they might be able to swing it, but that was kind of a Hail Mary kind of win, because the Peak was winning against everybody else. Looks like TR won, probably not by much. Not by much. NAV easily probably won, yep. JST crushing. Song crushing, and it looks like 93 probably crushing ST46. So we'll see what the bracket is after this. Looks like 1021 and NV from 74. They didn't even show up, which I was surprised by, because I was like, I don't know, they seemed to have won. I guess they lost one match and they thought that even if they won, it wouldn't be enough. I'm not sure how the brackets go when you lose one and gain one. I'm not sure how those go. So we'll have to see what the next week's matches are like, because there's obviously players like 1v and NAV and stuff like that haven't lost all 3 matches. So I mean, I'm not sure if that bracket goes like where it's all winners and losers or mix. I'm not sure. I haven't really paid attention to all that, how that all goes, but I gained a little bit of Oryx here. I think I mostly bought some of this stuff already. But we'll go ahead and buy out whatever, at least 1 or 2 of those, and then bet a little bit later. I won't bet a whole lot, because I don't usually bet very much, at least for me. But we'll look at Lost Kingdom chat later. But I do appreciate everybody for joining the stream. I did get 1.5 million deads. I think like 200k is siege, so 1.3-ish. All T5, other than obviously like the small amount of siege, but mostly archers are in rallies and garrison, so that's kind of my deads at the first start of this. I do have a bastion done, which is good. Kills wise, like I was saying, I didn't really field fight a lot. I did more the, I would say, swarming and like rallying and stuff, so I only got 25 mil. Usually I'm at like 30 to 40 million kills right now, at least. but it'll be easy to get that pretty soon. Gonna have to farm up and get ready for the next zone. So I appreciate everybody for joining the stream, but that's the stats, the KVK 556 versus OV. Great match last time also that I streamed if you want to go watch that. Very similar match though, so great game. So thank you guys for joining the stream. I'm going to close it here as I have other things to get done today. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.